The internet did not just break. It literally went into full-blown emergency shutdown mode the second Karlissa opened her mouth, and trust me, this wasn't your regular concerned mom speech. Oh no. This was a full WWE-style verbal smackdown, complete with flying accusations, side-eye shade, and enough chaos to make reality TV producers take notes. Because while everybody else was busy arguing about Chrisean's fight like it was the Super Bowl of messy decisions, Karlissa said, "Hold on, let me set this entire situation on fire real quick." And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, boom, she drags Nevaeh into the spotlight like she's pulling receipts out of a burning file cabinet. No warning, no hesitation, just straight up calling things out with the kind of energy that makes you sit up and go, wait, did she really just say that out loud? Because apparently, we've now entered the era where family drama, boxing, matches, and paternity questions are all happening in the same storyline like it's some kind of chaotic Marvel crossover nobody asked for but everybody is watching. But wait, it gets worse because Karlissa didn't just stop at throwing shade, she escalated it. She turned the volume all the way up and basically said what half the internet was already whispering behind their phones. And let's be real, the second the words DNA test entered the chat, it was game over. At that point, this wasn't even about the fight anymore. This turned into a full-blown reality show episode where everybody is now a suspect. Everybody has opinions, and nobody is safe from getting dragged. Meanwhile, fans are sitting there like it's the season finale of a Zeus Network series, refreshing timelines, replaying clips, and arguing in comment sections like their lives depend on it. Some are defending Chrisean like she just won a championship belt. Others are questioning everything. And then there's that one group just watching the chaos like, yeah, this is exactly why we don't miss an episode. And just when you think you've heard it all, one shocking detail drops that flips the entire situation upside down, and suddenly, this isn't just drama anymore. This is a full-blown scandal with consequences nobody saw coming. And trust me, what Karlissa hinted at next, yeah, that's where things get real interesting. Let's rewind this whole circus for a second, because none of this chaos just appeared out of nowhere. It built up like a slow-burning reality TV explosion waiting for the perfect moment to detonate. And that moment, oh, it arrived the second Chrisean Rock stepped into that ring like she was about to prove something to the entire internet, not just fight. No, this was personal, dramatic, and loaded with the kind of tension that had fans watching like it was the finale of a Zeus Network season. Because let's be real, Chrisean didn't just walk into a boxing match, she walked into a storyline. Cameras rolling, critics waiting, supporters hyping her up like she was about to claim a championship belt, and haters already drafting tweets before the first punch even landed. It was messy before it even began, and somehow, in true internet fashion, the fight itself wasn't even the main event. The drama surrounding it was. Now enter Karlissa Saffold. And if you know anything about her, you already know she does not do quiet commentary. She doesn't set weight. She doesn't hint. She walks straight into the chaos, grabs a microphone nobody gave her, and starts narrating like she's hosting her own version of Keeping Up with the Controversy. So when clips of Chrisean's fight started circulating, people weren't asking if Karlissa would react, they were waiting for when. And oh, she delivered. Not a soft reaction. Not a good job, keep pushing type message. Nope. Karlissa came in swinging verbally like she was the one in the ring. She questioned the fight, the hype, the whole situation like she was personally offended by the existence of the event. And the tone, oh, it wasn't supportive. It was the kind of energy that instantly splits the internet into two teams. There, defenders and the drama lovers. But just when everyone thought it was going to stay between Karlissa and Chrisean, Nevaeh gets pulled into the conversation like an unexpected guest on a reality show. Reunion, no warning, no context, just suddenly she's part of the narrative, and people are sitting there like, wait, how did we get here? Because now, this isn't just about a fight, it's about relationships, loyalty, and who's really telling the truth behind the scenes. And if that wasn't enough, Karlissa didn't just mention Nevaeh she dragged her. We're talking full-on commentary about her actions, her choices, even bringing her family into it like she was flipping through a script labeled Maximum Chaos. At that point, fans weren't even focused on punches thrown in the ring. They were glued to their screens watching this offering drama unfold like it had its own pay-per-view event. Meanwhile, Blueface is hovering in the background of this entire situation like a central character who somehow doesn't need to say a word to still be part of every conversation. Because let's be honest, anytime his name is attached to anything, you already know it's not going to stay calm for long. His relationships, messy. His timeline, always chaotic. His involvement, guaranteed to keep the drama alive. And here's where things start getting even more intense. The internet begins connecting dots. Old clips resurface. Past arguments get reposted. Fans turn into full detectives, analyzing every expression, every word, every side-eye like they're building a case. Suddenly, this isn't just gossip anymore. It's a full investigation fueled by comments, reposts, and wild theories flying around faster than punches in that ring. Some people were defending Chrisean, saying she stepped up, showed courage, and did what she had to do. Others, though, they were side-eyeing the entire situation like, this feels staged. This feels messy. This feels like there's way more going on behind the scenes. And then there's the group that lives for chaos, sitting back with popcorn like, don't stop. This is getting good. But let's talk about the real turning point, because it wasn't the fight itself. It wasn't even Karlissa's initial reaction. It was the moment she started hinting at deeper issues, the kind that make people pause mid-scroll and go, hold on, what is she really saying? Because when someone like Karlissa starts speaking in that tone, you know she's not just reacting, she's implying and that implication. It sent shockwaves through social media because suddenly the narrative shifted from did Chrisean win or lose to what is really going on behind all of this. And once that shift happens, there's no going back. The internet doesn't just watch anymore, it dissects, it questions, it speculates, and in this case, it went into overdrive. Now you've got fans picking sides like it's a team sport. Some riding for Chrisean no matter what, others backing Karlissa's bold statements, and then a whole wave of people dragging Nevaeh into debates she probably didn't sign up for. It's chaotic, it's loud, and it's moving fast. And just when you think the situation has peaked, Karlissa drops that line, not fully explained, not clearly detailed, but loud enough for everyone to hear and controversial enough to set the entire timeline on fire. The kind of statement that makes people pause, rewind, and replay just to make sure they heard it right. And from that moment on, this wasn't just drama anymore. This was a ticking time bomb, and it was only getting started. And just when you thought the situation had already reached peak chaos, yeah, that was cute, because this is where everything completely spirals out of control like a reality show that forgot to follow a script. The moment Karlissa's comments started circulating, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. We're talking timelines flooded, group chats exploding, and reaction videos popping up faster than people could even process what was being said. Because now, this isn't just about Chrisean Rock stepping into a ring anymore. Nope. This has turned into a full-on saga involving accusations, opinions, and enough side drama to fill 3 seasons of a Zeus Network show. And Karlissa, oh, she didn't backtrack, not even a little. If anything, she leaned into the chaos like she was hosting it. Meanwhile, fans are out here acting like investigators on a mission. Old interviews dug up, past arguments reposted. Every single clip involving Blueface, Chrisean, and Nevaeh suddenly becomes evidence. And the comment sections, absolute war zones. You've got one side screaming, Karlissa is telling the truth, while the other side is like, this is messy and unnecessary. And somewhere in the middle, KS lovers are just enjoying the show like it's free entertainment. But here's where it gets wild, memes. Oh, the memes did not hold back. The internet turned this entire situation into a comedy special overnight. Clips of the fight paired with Karlissa's commentary viral. Dramatic music edits. Everywhere, people comparing this situation to WWE. Storylines saying it feels like scripted drama but somehow real at the same time. And honestly, they're not wrong, because at this point, the situation is giving full Kardashians meets WWE meets backstage Zeus Network meltdown. You've got dramatic confrontations, unexpected alliances, and plot twists dropping like surprise episodes. 1 minute people are debating the fight, next minute they're arguing about relationships, loyalty, and who's really being honest behind closed doors. And then comes the celebrity reactions. Because you know once a story reaches this level of messiness, everybody starts chiming indirectly or indirectly. Subtweets start flying, shady Instagram stories get posted. People who weren't even involved suddenly have opinions. It's like the entire industry is watching this unfold like it's must-see TV. Some are throwing subtle shade. Others are outright calling things out, and a few are sitting back like, yeah, I'm not touching that situation. Because let's be honest, once the words DNA test got dropped, it stopped being just drama. It became controversial territory that people either dive into head first, or avoid completely. But Karlissa, she stayed right in the middle of it, doubling down, reinforcing her stance, and basically telling the internet, I said what I said. And that kind of energy, it fuels the fire even more. Because now people aren't just reacting to what she said, they're reacting to how she's saying it. Meanwhile, Nevaeh is trending without even saying much, which somehow makes the situation even louder. Because when someone becomes the center of a storm without constant responses, it leaves room for speculation, and the internet loves filling in those blanks. Suddenly, every silence is suspicious, every move is strategic, and every post gets analyzed like it's a hidden message. And let's talk about Chrisean for a second. Because while all of this is unfolding, she's still at the center of the original moment of fight. Some fans are still praising her, saying she showed strength, resilience, and didn't back down. Others, they're questioning everything, saying the situation around her is overshadowing whatever happened in that ring. It's like the fight became the opening act, and the drama that followed became the main event. Now the timelines are split into multiple storylines running at once. You've got the fight performance debate, the Karlissa versus everyone situation, the Nevaeh speculation spiral, and the Blueface connection mystery all happening simultaneously. It's chaotic, it's layered, and it's moving so fast that if you blink, you miss a whole new development. And then just when people think things might slow down, a new clip surfaces. Not fully clear, not fully explained, but just enough to reignite everything. The kind of clip that makes people go, wait, this changes things, and suddenly, all those theories people were throwing around, they start feeling a little too real. Now the internet isn't just reacting, it's choosing sides with intensity. Friendships are being questioned, loyalty is being debated, and the narrative, it keeps shifting every hour like a storyline that refuses to settle. At this point, it doesn't even feel like real life anymore. It feels like a scripted universe where every character has their own agenda. Every moment has hidden meaning, and every statement sparks a new wave of chaos. The comparisons to Marvel aren't even exaggerations anymore, it's literally giving multiverse of madness, where every version of the story exists at the same time. But here's the thing, beneath all the memes, reactions, and viral chaos, there's a tension building, a sense that something bigger is about to drop. Because when situations get this loud, this messy, and this public, they don't just fade away quietly, they explode. And based on how fast this is escalating, one thing is becoming very clear. Whatever happens next, it's not going to calm things down. It's going to make everything even worse. And just when the internet thought it had reached maximum chaos, yeah, reality said, hold my drink. Because what happened next didn't calm anything down, it cracked the entire situation wide open like a finale episode that refuses to end quietly. The noise didn't fade, it multiplied. Louder debates, sharper opinions, and a level of tension that made it feel like everyone involved was standing on a stage with the spotlight turned all the way up. Because now, this isn't just messy, it's personal. And you can feel it in every reaction, every repost, every side-eye comment floating across timelines. Karlissa Saffold isn't just talking anymore, she's standing firm like she drew a line in the sand and dared anyone to cross it. No apologies. No softening her tone, just straight conviction like she knows something the rest of the internet is still trying to figure out. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock is now sitting at the center of a storm that somehow grew bigger than the fight itself, and that's the part that really flipped everything upside down. Because the moment the narrative shifted away from punches thrown to questions being asked, it stopped being about performance and started becoming about perception. And perception, oh, that's where reputations get tested in real time. Fans who were once celebrating are now split into factions like it's a full-blown battlefield. One side is defending Chrisean with everything they've got, calling out the negativity and saying she's being unfairly targeted. The other side, they're echoing Karlissa's tone, questioning everything, raising eyebrows, and acting like they've been waiting for this moment to say, "We told you so." And then there's that third group, the silent observers watching every move, waiting for the next twist before they even pick a side. And let's not ignore Nevaeh in all of this, because her presence in the situation has turned into something almost unpredictable. Every post she makes gets dissected. Every silence becomes a headline. It's like the internet has collectively decided that even her breathing pattern might be a clue. And that kind of pressure, yeah, it only adds more fuel to an already raging fire. Now throw Blueface back into the equation, and suddenly everything feels even more complicated. Because his name isn't just floating around, it's anchoring multiple sides of this story. And even without constant statements, his connection to everyone involved keeps pulling the narrative back into one tangled web of relationships, emotions, and unresolved tension that refuses to stay quiet. But here's where things take that final twist, the kind that makes people sit up and go, wait, are we missing something? Because as the chaos reaches its peak, a new layer starts to emerge. Not loud, not obvious, but subtle enough to make you question the entire timeline. Old interactions begin to look different, past statements start feeling loaded, and suddenly, it's not just about what's being said now, it's about what's been happening all along. And that realization, it hits the internet like a shockwave. Because now people aren't just arguing, they're reconsidering everything. Who was right? Who was wrong? Who knew what? And and did they know it? It's like the storyline rewrote itself in real time, turning heroes into suspects and suspects into, well, something nobody can quite define yet. And that uncertainty, that's what keeps everyone locked in. Reputations are wobbling, alliances are shifting, people who were once on the same side are suddenly distancing themselves, while unexpected voices step in with new takes that only make things messier. It's like watching a house of cards collapse in slow motion, except every card has a comment section attached to it, and just when it feels like everything has been exposed, everything has been said, and the chaos has nowhere left to go, one final detail drops, not fully confirmed, not fully denied, but strong enough to shake the entire situation. AGAN, the kind of revelation that doesn't answer questions, it creates 10 more. Now the internet isn't just reacting anymore, it's waiting for a response, waiting for confirmation, waiting for anyone to break the silence and either clear things up or make it 10 times worse. Because let's be real, situations like this don't just end, they evolve, they twist, they come back stronger, louder, and somehow even more dramatic than before. And with everything that's already unfolded, there's no way this story just fades into the background like it never happened. No. This feels like the end of one chapter and the beginning of something even bigger. Because if this was the fallout, imagine what happens when the truth, whatever that truth really is, finally comes out. N. Oh, listen, if your jaw is still on the floor after all that chaos, go ahead and pick it up, but don't get too comfortable because this story is clearly not done cooking, and you already know how this goes. The moment you think it's over, BOM, another twist drops, another clip surfaces, and suddenly we're all back here like it's a brand new episode. So don't just sit there quietly scrolling like you didn't just witness a full-blown internet meltdown. Now, I need you too. Jump into those comments and tell me whose side are you on right now. Are you riding with Karlissa and her say it loud, say it proud energy? Or are you backing Chrisean and saying the whole situation got blown way out of proportion? And don't even get me started on the Nevaeh debate, because I already know that comment section is about to turn into a battlefield. And while you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you money, because if this story stressed you out, entertained you, and had you yelling what is happening at your screen, then yeah, that like button deserves a little pressure. Make sure you hit subscribe too, because if this is your first time stepping into this level of chaos, trust me, you're gonna want a front row seat for whatever comes next, because over here, we don't just talk about drama. We break it down, flip it upside down, and serve it back with extra spice. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update. Because the second something new drops, and you know it will, we're gonna be right here unpacking every messy detail like it's a season finale every time. And remember, this isn't just gossip. This is a full-blown saga. You're watching Fame Flaws, where the drama never sleeps, the tea is always hot, and the chaos, oh, it's just getting started.